Good morning, everyone. It is great to be here at Nano 1, joined by our strong Liberal team and particularly the next Member of Parliament for right here in Burnaby South, Neelam Brar. Les dernières semaines ont été pas mal occupées. On était en tournée à travers le pays avec notre équipe libérale, donc on enchaîne les annonces et les rassemblements. On est allé rencontrer les travailleurs et les familles et on leur a fait part de notre plan pour aider la classe moyenne. Today, I want to take a bit of time to reflect on our Liberal vision for the future of Canada. A vision that moves Canada forward and does so by tackling the most historic demonstrations for climate action in cities around the world. More than 4 million people participated in climate strikes from Germany to Uganda, from Australia to Bangladesh. People young and old showed up to demand leadership and change. But we shouldn't be surprised. We are living in a breathtaking, pivotal moment. Citizens are coming to a major realization. The climate crisis is real, and people are waking up. And it's because young people, led by the likes of 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, are driving the conversation. They've seen the science. Things are now more urgent than ever before. They've seen the impact, with floods and fires destroying entire communities, with forced migration, with dwindling air quality, with species extinction. And these kids are scared because they know this will become their mess to clean up. Climate change has been a catalyst for some tough but inspiring conversations with my own kids, who, like so many of their friends, just seem to get it. Unfortunately, not everyone can say the same. Some politicians, usually in conservative parties, throw their hands up and say, "There's nothing we can do." They recoil, falling back on the approach they know best, neglecting our environment and pretending climate change isn't real. Or, if you're former Conservative Finance Minister Joe Oliver, you admit that climate change is real, then you turn around and insist it's a good thing for Canada. But here's what we as Liberals say. The climate crisis is real, but we can't waste any more time. Conservative leaders have wasted enough. It will take courage and planning, grassroots leadership and government investment. But if we mitigate and adapt, we can win the fight against climate change. And we can lead that fight from right here in Canada. In fact, we have to, since our country's warming nearly twice as fast as the rest of the world. Que vous aimiez découvrir les Rocheuses ou le parc national du Gros-Morne, faire de la luge en campagne ou passer du temps au chalet dans les Laurentides, être dehors et passer du temps dans la nature, ça fait partie de notre identité canadienne. Les Canadiens comprennent donc très bien l'importance de protéger notre environnement. Parfois, ça demande beaucoup de travail. Mais vous savez ce qui a aussi demandé énormément de travail? Le traité sur les pluies acides, l'immigration, les soins de santé universels, la Charte des droits et libertés. Mais les Canadiens ont l'habitude d'affronter les enjeux auxquels ils sont confrontés, de s'unir et de se mettre au travail. On ne recule pas face à l'ampleur du défi lorsque les choses se corsent. En fait, si vous êtes libéraux, ce n'est qu'une raison de plus d'agir rapidement. Years from now, I want to look my kids in the eyes and say we stepped up in the fight against climate change. And we've already started the hard work. Our plan isn't perfect, but we're making real progress. Putting a price on pollution, protecting our oceans, phasing out coal, banning single-use plastics. These aren't piecemeal policies, but crucial parts of a larger plan. Businesses are stepping up too. but not fast enough. We need them to act, because as a government and as citizens, we can't do it alone. We have to move faster than ever before. We have to stay hungry for change. We have to keep going. So a re-elected Liberal government will keep moving Canada forward. Canada is on track to reduce our emissions by 30% by 2030 compared to 2005 levels. And just this morning, we committed to exceeding this target and to joining countries around the world in reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. That means not putting any more carbon emissions into the air than we take out. This will be a huge opportunity for Canadians. It'll require us to slash our emissions, transform our economy, and use the power of nature, like planting trees and protecting ecosystems, to bring us to net zero. It's an ambitious target, but it's doable. Here in Canada, we'll appoint a group of experts to help us chart a path forward, and we'll legislate 5-year targets along the way. We will hit net zero by 2050, not only because we can, but because we must. And a big part of our plan to get to net zero includes creating an economic ecosystem where clean tech companies can thrive. The global clean tech economy is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. And so the clean tech market is exploding. This is the way the world is going. This is the next great economic frontier. Companies and countries are already innovating. They see what's coming, and they want in, not only to curb the impacts of climate change, but to capitalize. But conservatives want to bury their heads in the sand, denying the science and hoping that other countries will step up. They have no plan to reduce emissions. They have no plan for jobs. They have no plan for the future. All they've done is drive innovators away. Liberals, on the other hand, want Canada to lead in the global clean tech race. We want to drive that solution. That's why a re-elected Liberal government will cut corporate tax in half for zero-emissions clean tech companies. This would include, for example, companies building battery technology for electric vehicles, or those working on next-generation solar panels. We have the talent, we have the vision, and we already have the reputation as the best place in the world to start and grow a clean tech business. Un gouvernement libéral réduira de moitié l'impôt des entreprises qui produisent des technologies à zéro émission. Par exemple, ça s'appliquerait aux compagnies qui fabriquent des batteries pour les véhicules à zéro émission ou les entreprises qui imaginent la prochaine génération de panneaux solaires. On a au Canada le talent, la vision et la réputation d'être le meilleur endroit au monde pour démarrer et faire croître une entreprise de technologie propre. Lorsqu'on fait avancer notre pays, on doit aussi veiller à ce que personne ne soit laissé pour compte. On va donc introduire une loi sur la transition équitable qui fera en sorte que les travailleurs aient accès à la formation et au soutien dont ils ont besoin pour réussir dans une économie plus verte. L'idée d'une telle loi a d'abord été introduite lors de la conférence de Paris sur les changements climatiques. Et maintenant, le Canada va devenir l'un des premiers pays au monde à en faire une réalité. Une fois mis sur pied, la loi contribuera à la réussite de nos communautés, non seulement aujourd'hui, mais pour des générations à venir. Ensemble, on peut continuer à faire avancer notre pays. Ensemble, on peut continuer de bâtir un pays où les entreprises de technologie propre sont prospères, où nos citoyens sont encouragés à faire des choix plus verts et où nos travailleurs s'épanouissent alors qu'on amorce notre transition écologique. My friends, here's the reality. The major policy discussions ahead of us will be centered around mitigating climate change. This is a fact. This is our great global challenge. Politicians, academics, scientists, entrepreneurs, Canadians, we will all be seized with it. So here's the question you have to ask yourself. Do you want to be represented by a team that has a serious, ambitious plan and is committed to doing more? Or do you want a team of climate deniers with no long-term vision for Canada's environmental and economic future? Conservatives want to take us backwards, to make pollution free again. This isn't an exaggeration. They've told Canadians that that's what they'll do. They ignore climate change because they don't think it's an economic issue. But they couldn't be more wrong. You pay for climate change when your basement floods, or when the highway washes out and you can't make it to your shift. You pay for climate change when you're facing higher insurance premiums, or when tourists skip your town because the smoke from neighboring forest fires is too much. You pay when a drought devastates your crops, and you pay when deadly heat waves paralyze your city for days. Climate change is already making life more expensive for Canadians. We have to take it seriously, and that starts with setting ambitious but essential goals and outlining how we're going to get there. We're not just investing in clean tech and public transit and climate-resilient infrastructure. We're investing in Canada's future. We're investing in our kids, and we're investing in a better tomorrow. Here's the long and the short of it. Our plan creates jobs and reduces pollution. The Conservative plan will cost more and do less. Doug Ford, Jason Kenney, Andrew Scheer. This generation of Conservative politicians are all the same when it comes to the environment. They just don't care, and they just don't get it. Nos enfants vont avoir des questions difficiles pour nous sur les changements climatiques. Les conservateurs n'ont aucune réponse. Nous, oui. On doit faire plus et on va faire plus. In this election, Canadians are faced with an important choice. Will we move backwards, or will we stand together and choose forward? Here is our promise as Liberals. We won't give tax breaks to the 1% or to big polluters, but we will make life more affordable and fight climate change. That's what we're offering, a real plan for families and for the future. I'm for moving forward, for our planet, for our kids, for everyone. Merci beaucoup.